Alright folks, welcome to this exciting video where today you join me on the main road between Carnoustie and Forfar in Scotland, and I've just noticed this little abandoned house at the other side of the field here, so I'm making my way along the road until I get to the stubble field with the bales in it, and then I'm going to take a little walk along. We'll take a walk along to the wee house. This road's so busy folks, it's dangerous walking it really, but every time a car comes I just go up onto the verge. But yeah, this little house over here, it's got so much character and it looks totally abandoned. We can't even see it really from here, but it's just like overgrown with bushes. It looks like the roof's still on it, so well here we look. It's probably just used by like a farmer or something nowadays. Maybe stuff like stored in it, or who even knows folks. We'll have a look. Right folks, we've now come into the perimeter of the field, and this little abandoned ruin here is just in this group of trees. So it's going to be so cool to explore a new little bit of local history here in Angus. Because little places like this can probably just deteriorate and crumble away every year, and the more years that go by, the less of this stuff that's left. At this time of year as well, just after summer, everything's still really like overgrown, and it's hard to walk places like this. But also a lot of the grass and stuff's pretty wet. But it looks so overgrown, this place, it's unreal. Often the character of these places is just added to by all the bushes and stuff just taking over them. The decay sets in. Yeah. This field will probably be getting ploughed pretty soon. I would think these bales will be getting collected for the winter. Yeah, it's a cool landscape here in Angus, like some of the best farmland in Scotland. And then it's got incredible little nuggets of history like this as well, just hidden in the middle of it all. So interesting. Look at this folks, this is exciting. I wonder what we're going to find. It looks so overgrown. This looks like a shed. There's been a shed at this end I think, and the roof's fallen in. There's so many, like, I think those are raspberry bushes there, I think. That's what they look like. Check it out. Oh aye, it's been made into like a shed, or it's maybe been a shed, it's at the end of a house. It's still cool to come and have a look at these old places and see what they are. There's maybe been more of a house here at one time. Sometimes in these places the stone got like reused for other projects and stuff in the area. Like when they were maintaining other buildings, they used the good stone from certain places. That's crazy folks, I'm getting like stuff in the neck, bushes and spiders. Check this out folks, another historical wonder on the channel. Sounds like there's a lot of crows over here making a lot of noise. This is cool though, it just goes to show like, in every house that you go to visit, it's not always the same, like they've all got their own character. It looks like at one time this has been some sort of shed. I think we'll try and see if we can figure out what it's been. It may have been a house and then it's been made into a shed. Oh, here we go folks. There's some real history. Look, farm history folks. This is so cool. Wow. If anyone knows what this is, get in the comments. But actually I can tell you what it is, because it's an old thing for sowing the seeds. I'm 99% sure that it's like an original seeder, and I think you would put the seeds obviously inside it, and then as the wheels turn it opens and shuts this cam, and then these little flaps open and the seed falls out, and then like you would have towed that on like anything with a hook really, an Alfords and Power Major or something. But I think this has actually originally been a house, and then they've used it as a little shed. Maybe in like the 60s and that, by the looks of things. The roof is bowing up here. Wow, I didn't even know it was going to look this cool inside when I first came up. You can see here how internal walls have been taken down at one time. Probably when it was converted from a house to like a little shed. Back with those like vintage tractors and stuff, you didn't need a big door. And the house roof was like an ample height. And you might have even towed this behind like a horse. It's in really good condition though, because it's been in here. That's all wood right there. And see between folks, that's an interesting fact. There's a rope. They've used a rope for the seal between that. You often get that on vintage equipment. Look at the size of these big iron wheels as well. It's proper engineering right there. British craftsmanship. That's when we were innovating the game, folks. Not only in agriculture, but also in pretty much all vehicles, cars and stuff like that. It was America and Britain were at the top, and now Britain doesn't make anything like this. The old character of this place, I'm starting to see it and understand what it is. It's like, it's an old house which has probably been disused, an old farm worker's house, and then they've decided to use it as like a storage area for a lot of the equipment and stuff. It's like a lot of main farm equipment, I would say, from back in the day, because there's all these things. Look at this, and then look at this old tin. But look, see how this mesh is that size. Look, there's different grades of this stuff, because there's smaller holes in that one. So. Another cool thing though, folks, look at this. It looks like a spiky fence section, but what it actually is, this is my old farm knowledge here, folks. I don't know if I'm 100% right, but I believe this is an old rake. It's pretty much a rake. I'll put you right up there so you can see it. I think you would have towed that long. And then it picked up, I'm not sure if it picked up the straw or if you used it when you were cutting like grass to pick the grass up, but I'm pretty sure it was for the straw. Yeah, and it was just like a rake thing that kind of scooped it up. But look, it is massive, because this is it right up to this end right here. It's pretty cool, folks. Bits of farm history. I'm not going to give away the exact location of this house, really, because like, you didn't want stuff like this to get damaged or ruined or stolen, because it's just cool being where it is. But take a look up here, I've just noticed more incredible details, folks. This sort of place is like, it's like going to a museum, but it's like a museum that nobody ever sees. It's incredible. Look at this. There's so many of these things here up in the loft. Look, tons of those things there. But look at this other. This is a piece of farm history that I can't believe, folks. This is horses' harnesses here. Look at this. There's a full, proper real deal leather. That'll be the whole kit there for, like, probably using a horse for this equipment here. Like ploughing with the horses, sowing the seed with the horses. I can't even believe what I'm seeing here. This is like stepping back in time, like. And look at that. It's like all just there decaying. Like you can see all the straps there of the horse equipment, really. That must have strapped onto the horse. It looks like this section here has been cut, but I'm not sure. Anybody that knows about horse stuff may kind of about that. I'll put the camera right up in there and have a look, but I can see a wooden like bar across there, and I think that's part of the horse equipment. I'll try and get the camera up there. incredible, folks. Because I've got the camera on the stick, you can actually get a view up there, like what you wouldn't be able to see normally, just on foot. But I can see, actually, this is crazy. There's so much stuff. I just love seeing the old stuff like that, and it's like equipment up on the third layer of beams there. Wow. Like I say in other videos as well, like, to the landowner I come with the greatest respects. I love just looking at this history and documenting it. And every year, kind of all that stuff's just deteriorating and rotting away, and it's cool just to see what's there before it's gone forever. And like old machines like this, it's like some people's never even seen this, and they don't even know how all this stuff worked. But like, you can see, like the wheel as it turned on the ground, that's what turns all the mechanisms. So even if you're pulling it with a horse, the machine's still getting driven as it goes along. And yeah, this has either been for seed or like fertiliser, but I'm reckoning it's seed, because I think if they'd been putting like manure and stuff in there, I think it would be well gone. And then seeing the old rope seal, this machine here is in such good condition. It doesn't even need restored. It's a showpiece. And yeah, shout out to the farmer who was clever enough to keep this thing in here out of the weather, because yeah, it's a special bit of equipment. And this little blue door in the corner here, this must have been the kitchen at this end here. But that would have been the main door into the house at one time. And look, similar to when we were at those two houses, and I think it was the last video, the first house halfway up the hill that was totally ruined, just the walls, you could see the same features on the fire with that metal kind of eyelet thing there. And yeah, look at that, the wee chimney going away up there. Wow, even the stonework, so special. Okay, maybe one day a tree will fall down and wipe this out. Yeah, you've seen it right here, folks, how it looked. It's been painted in a light blue paint at one time. So yeah, let's head on out here, folks. Another bit of Angus history documented. Yeah, look at these old... Look at this, there's an old horseshoe here, been chapped into the wall, folks. That's so cool. Just think that horseshoe's probably been on a horse at one time from here. Oh, look, here's like another wee room in here. Wow, I just love like farm history, folks. This is like my own family's heritage. Like, this is what our great uncles and aunties' houses and everything looked like back in the day. Again, when this was a thriving house. Check this fireplace here. Wow, this is some old house right here, folks. To be honest with you, that kind of looks like there are like no bad beams, but then you take a look over there and they're just rotted out. So it's like, no sure, it's a strange little house, this. And look at this hole in the wall here. I don't know if this is a salt box. Some old, I don't think it is that old, but it could be. Some old houses had what you call like a salt box. Look at this, folks, I'm going to hit extend the camera up again so we can get a full aspect here of, because I think there's some old milk churns up here. Look at this, folks, more farming heritage right here. Milk churns and stuff. Again, it'll be like decades and decades of history. Again, maybe the farmers had stuff lying about at other farms and that. It's just, this is somewhere that he stored it. Yeah, it's so cool to see it. Looks like the weather at that point there is starting to come down through. I'll fold my extendable handle back in, folks. There we go. That's it. Check the character of this old door. Yeah, and I was thinking that was the main old front door, but it looks to me like that's just been the kitchen or something. I'm not even sure. Anyway, folks, let's head on round out here. That has been cool to see all those like little bits of history. When I first walked up to the building, I thought it's just going to be like an old shed. But yeah, it goes to show. Again, it's worth just having that look closer, and there's actually layers of history to things once you have a proper look. Even the lie of the land here before the house was built. And the land will have been levelled, drained. It's had a proper little garden there at one time. Looks like there's been even more buildings here as well. Yeah folks, another house, another adventure. And it is incredible to keep videoing these, like, check out the trees like hitting against the roof. One day the chimney might fall down and go through the roof. Yeah, all the chimneys are starting to totally fall down. That one's just got a thin little layer of bricks. And there we go folks, I might get a picture of it here. I think like certain times of year houses like this are harder to get to, depending on like what's in the field. Like over in this other field there's sheep, but like when it's stubble like this it's easy enough to walk over. If there was any crops and that growing it would be harder to come over to places like this. All those little bits of farm history there are really interesting. With the stuff we've seen in this video, like that rake and that cedar, and then even like the milk churns and those other things for like sieving the earth or whatever they do with them, like that's all stuff like museum worthy. Really interesting part of like Scottish farming heritage. And yeah, we've seen it right here in this video folks. So yeah, that's how it's so cool like to visit these houses, and every one you go into, like they're all different. They're all decaying, and each one could be missed forever, all that history. So yeah, here we are. Anyway, I'll end this one here folks. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode very soon.